Hey guys, this is my review of the new Buster unit for the Xeno Rex. I'm going to unbox it, I'll show you how to attach it to your Xeno Rex, and then we'll do a bunch of comparisons and check it out in motion. Let's get started.
Robo Shop.
Alright, so first of all, the box is surprisingly small, I have to say. It's fairly thick, but otherwise I think these are the same dimensions as the regular weapon sets. Actually, let's take a look. Yep, it's the same as this, but as you can see here, of course, it's about a little over twice the depth. On the front here we have sort of a schematic of how the Buster parts are attached to the Xeno Rex, and depiction of the regular Xeno Rex here, and these funny three arrows that basically show you that if you feed it a mushroom, it transforms into this. Nothing is grayed out in this one, which is different from the previous weapon set. I don't know why they decided to change the design, but it looks okay. On the side here we have a depiction of all the parts that you get in this, and also the other available newer weapon sets for the Xeno Rex. This is the scissors unit, and this is the pile bunker unit, I believe it's called. On the back here we've got the same picture. We have a depiction of the gimmicks. Apparently these missile launchers that go on the legs here open. The scope here moves for some reason, and the barrels can be extended and retracted. And we can also mount this thing on the burning lighter if we are so disposed. On the side here we have this evolution graphic here that we've seen a couple of times with a question mark indicating that, of course, there's going to be an XA version of this. And yeah, that's it. Nothing out of the ordinary otherwise. So let's take a look inside. We're gonna cut this here, and I almost just cut myself in the finger there. That would have been fun. If I had ads, that would have demonetized me, I believe. But I don't have ads, so maybe I should be stabbing myself. Instructions, we'll take a look at those in a second, because I do think I'm also going to show you guys how to mount this stuff on the Xeno Rex. In the one and only A bag, we have two more bags, because cannot have a Zoids wild kit without excessive plastic waste. And in the first one we have a bunch of black parts, which are the feet and the tail extension. And these are the parts for the neck extension. This all looks to be exactly the same as in the scissors unit. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time looking at that. You can check out my scissors unit review also on my channel if you're interested. Here we have the more interesting part of this set, which is going flying, which is the actual Buster cannon stuff. Why don't I just pour this out? La-dee-da. Here we go. All right, so first of all, the cannons, these were for some reason already stuck together in the box. The cannons are for the outside casing. We have these two pieces that are sandwiched together, which does mean you end up with a seam line here, but at least there's, they're detailed on both sides, even if these pieces are apparently, they're completely identical, but that's fine. At least we don't have hollow, hollow insides like on all these other weapon sets. We do have them on the barrels though. I think this is, if I'm seeing this correctly, at least this is the underside, so they're not totally visible. Still though, as per usual, I would have preferred, of course, two halves to sandwich together and a seam line to deal with, because this is fugly and it's really hard to get rid of. Translation, I won't because I'm too lazy. These are the beer can launchers that go on the legs. Lots of detail. thrusters in the back here, or, well, I don't know if these are thrusters or guns. I'm going to go with thrusters. It's the second one of these, of course. This looks to be the hatch that goes on the beer can launchers. There's another one of these. These are the stabilizers that go on the feet, and they are completely hollow on the inside. Really nice design on the outside, as usual, with these the detail here and the tubing here and the rivets there. That's all great, but come on, Tomy. Takara Tomy, whatever. This is a gun that goes somewhere. We'll find out in a minute. This goes on the head. This is probably the halves for the rest of the head-mounted stuff. And this is another beer can launcher, which I think goes on the back. But why don't we find out? I'm rushing through this unboxing because this isn't the important part. This is a parts list, same as you always get. What I actually want to do is check out how we mount this stuff on the Xeno Rex, which I doubt there's going to be any surprises, but let's check it out anyway. So I've got my standard setup baby version Xeno Rex here. First thing we do, as per usual, with the scissor set, with the scissor set it was the same. We take the foot off and we stick this one on. Take the second foot off, preferably without breaking the peg. Actually, look here. This is pretty cool. You know, this peg is like super short. And now that I think about it, they probably designed it that way specifically so it would be easy to remove without snapping it off. So here's your Xeno Rex with the extra super duper king size feet. Then next we extended the tailith by doing like so. Damn, just realized. It's just lucky that I just still had a spare rubber cap lying around. Completely forgot to check if I still had one. Because yeah, you're going to, if you didn't already watch my scissors unit review, you're going to need these spare rubber caps from the Xeno Rex, or at least one of them. So make sure you don't lose them. Up next, we extend the neck, which is this stuff right here. Let's make sure I get this right the first time. This is not what I'm looking for. This is, yeah, that looks to be the correct piece. And this is the part that's going to drive the mouth movement once this is attached to the neck. So we put it together like so. Sandwich this together. And if you don't already know, probably the coolest thing about how you attach these extension pieces is the fact that we just unplug the head, replace it with the new neck like this. Make sure it's all the way down though. And then we plug the head in and just make sure that this lever piece is behind the jaw here so that it'll drive the movement properly. And that's it. That's the Xeno Rex with the extension parts. Now, up next, we have the actual interesting part of this review, which is that first we put together the scope that goes on the head, which is accomplishified by combining these two. And then this plugs on like this, which allows it to slide back and forth, of course. And the instructions are telling me to put this on, so might as well. As with the nose horn for the scissors unit, this scope slots on the nose piece here. Doesn't really want to stay in place though. Let me try that again. Okay, that looks good. See, we can open this and it will just come off again. Okay, this isn't great. but if I do this, it stays in place. If I want to open the cockpit, I've got a problem. But yeah, covers up the eyes too, which is kind of cool actually. The instructions are also telling me to put the beer can launcher on the back, like so. That actually, see this? Lines up really nicely with this part here. Gives you sort of a straight line here. That's cool. Now, the cannons, much to everyone's shock and surprise, are assembled by inserting the barrel inside the casing. The instructions are telling me to make sure it's all the way back because there's a little notch here. That means it locks into place when you push it all the way back, which actually, it's not necessary to do this during assembly, but let's just do what the instructions say, right? Okay, so we sandwich this together. We behold the awesome seam line, and this is what it does. Works just stays in place. It stays in place really nice and tight when it's all the way out as well, which is good news. And like I said, I mean, I'm not a fan of this, but it's not a huge deal. Okay, let's put the other one together. Like this. Very much feels like Zoid's wild plastic, which is to say, sort of soft, but still good quality for some. Wait, this one comes out much farther. Did I not do this properly with the other one? Oh, okay, yeah. It's really tight, firm, I should say, which is good. So don't forget you can pull it out farther than maybe you think. Now, behold, as I flip over the instructions, preferably without knocking the camera off the lamp, my high-tech setup that I've got here. The next thing that we're doing is that we are attaching, this to the beer can launcher. Let's see, well, that closes okay. I mean, there's a gap here, but it's not a, no, that looks good. And on this side, that's the leg-mounted beer can launchers. Oh, look, there's a peg here that locks it in place. Also on this side, this actually wasn't all the way in, and fits really well. Good, good. All right, so the instructions are telling me to put the stabilizers on the feet first. Let's make sure I use the correct peg. It's the big peg hole and the big peg here. Whoops. And here we go. Looks a bit like on the Berserk Fury, whatever you want to call it. I like this little like bolt that I guess, you know, the idea is that this sort of digs into the ground when you move it down so that it can go into full-blown artillery mode. Nice little detail there, even if it doesn't do anything, it's kind of cool. Yeah, that's the foot stabilizers on. Next, we attach the missile launchers to the leg, as I forget my commitment to referring to them as beer can launchers. Okay, this goes on like this. And same thing on this side. See, there are 2 packs here and 2 holes in here. And that's how it goes together. Whoa! I did not like that snapping sound. Probably okay, but still. All right, that's the armor in place. And now, are these, let me take a quick look here. Yeah, they're symmetrical. There's a hole on either side. So, in case you didn't realize, because I didn't, we actually attach the buster cannons to the legs, like so. It's funny. I don't know about you, but I kind of expected them to go on the back somehow, but all right, cool. It's kind of a shame because you can't really, I mean, you can get him to be parallel, but when it walks, you know, they're always going to be pointing in different directions. It's kind of silly. Yeah, and that's it. I already showed you the gimmicks, you know, the barrels extend. This moves or it keeps coming off. All right, I think we figured out what our one complaint with the set is. Oh, okay, here, this way it's all the way in the back. You can actually see the eyes, and then of course when it goes forward, it covers up the eyes because now the Xeno Rex is looking into the scope, which, I mean, I guess, okay. Kind of figured the pilot would have to be able to aim, but guess not. Anyway, yeah, that's it. As usual, we've got the, oh, wait. I forgot something. And that is this. This goes on the tail. I was rushing through the extensions so much that I didn't realize that I was forgetting something. Take a look here. Like that. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay. Another, I guess, missile launcher for the tail here so that it can really fire in every direction. Yep. And that's it. That's the Xeno Rex with the Buster unit attached. Looks better than I expected it to, I have to say, but let's check it out in the photo booth, shall we? Alright, let's get a better look at those gimmicks first, you know, in a way where you can actually see them, maybe. Here's the scope retracted with the eyes exposed, and here it is in the forward position with the eyes covered. I also forgot to show the foot stabilizers at the end there, so here's what that looks like up, and here it is down. Here's a closer look at one of those missile launchers on the legs in the open position. And as you can see, it closes up nice and snug. And here's how the barrels extend. Alright, and now let's see if it can still walk with all this extra bulk. And to the surprise of absolutely no one who's been paying attention, it still walks just fine. I also have to say I'm pleasantly surprised by what the cannons look like in motion. I still wish they'd somehow made them independent of the legs, but it still looks pretty good actually. Notice also that the arms are actually moving smoothly in this setup. I really have no idea what the problem is there, and to be honest, I've given up on figuring it out. Anyway, comparisons. Here's the standard Rex with the scissors unit, you know, if you have to pick one. Personally, I think the Buster unit definitely looks better, but see for yourself. And here's a comparison to the vanilla Xeno Rex, which is looking progressively more puny as these weapon units are coming out, if we're honest. And speaking of that, here's the Xeno Rex with just the extension parts from the Buster unit. Same conclusion as with the scissors unit from me, to be honest. The proportions are infinitely better this way, but I don't get why they can't do these in matching collars. And speaking of proportions, here's another comparison with the standard Rex. Like I keep saying in these reviews, you're going to want one of these Xeno Evolution sets just to fix the proportions, even if you don't like the weapons. And finally, here's the Burning Liger with the cannons and the tail launcher. Looks surprisingly good actually. So, like I said earlier, I definitely prefer this one out of the two Evolution arm sets that we've got so far. Part of it is just that I'll always prefer guns to blades on Zoids, but I'm also pleasantly surprised by how good the armor looks on the legs. In the preview pictures I'd seen, it looked sort of boxy and tacked on, but it's actually pretty good. I also like the scope better than the nose horn, and the absence of that weird tail fin works for me too. It also looks much better on the Burning Liger than the scissors unit does, so if you're looking for versatility, that's another reason to pick this one over the scissors unit. And that's it for this one. I've got the Buster XA coming up next, and then the PAL Bunker unit, so if you haven't already, now's a good time to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like while you're, dicking around down there. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you want to help me keep the lights on. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.